All right, so it's been 5 years since I officially said fuck you to everyone and basically dropped out of school to chase my dreams, guys. And yeah, it's been a pretty interesting journey. So I just want to share my insights to people who may be about to begin this journey or maybe thinking about beginning this journey. And the first thing I have to say, if you're kind of like a creative person and you kind of have discovered what it is you think you want to do, or you have like a passion or you have an idea that you wish to explore, and you're thinking if you should go all in or not, you're thinking if you should just take that leap, right? The only thing I'm going to say to you about that is that you definitely should, but there are ways to go about it, and and there's some pitfalls that you may see along the way. So I'm just going to share my journey with you guys, and hopefully you learn a thing or two. My YouTube channel will basically be about me sharing my journey on how I am coming into creative flow and how I'm mastering my creative journey and basically living a financially independent life and as like an independent creative, right? So yeah, hope so. If you want to watch content like that, just let me know and subscribe, guys. All right, guys. So 5 years ago, I decided to basically drop out of school to build a company and basically chase my dreams and yeah, take over the world and stuff, right? And I would say that journey has been the single most transformational journey I have ever experienced in my life. And the only thing I would say about that is that I wish I took the journey earlier. Like I wish I started like when I was like 10 or something, right? But I started like not late though. I started like at 23, 24, 24. I think 24 or 20, 23. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is basically like the hero's journey, right? So you initially start out completely like you start off with a lot of energy, right? And you feel like you are basically going to take over the world. You have all the passion in the world, and you have a lot of energy to kind of like do a lot of things, right? So this is the phase where you would basically pick up skills pretty quickly. You can learn like anything really really fast. You'll be more open to like new experiences and learning new things. And I would advise anyone in this stage right now to cultivate as much high value skills as you could possibly cultivate, right? So things like coding, digital marketing, branding, illustration, video editing, storytelling, copywriting, right? So the list goes on and on, right? And most of these are linked to a creative skill. So it doesn't matter if you're an artist or you're a writer. I learned how to code, I learned UX design, and I learned a whole lot of skills, guys. So I can share like an in-depth story of how I went about learning those skills, but I think I'll save that for another video. And the next phase would be like this would be the stage where you begin to kind of hit some obstacles, right? You begin to deal with clients, right? You begin trying to like navigate sales, which would probably be the single most important thing you have to learn and I will probably do a lot of videos about selling, how to sell. In fact, I think I have a video, if you check, click on the card somewhere, on how to sell as a creative. I think so, yeah. So you could check that out. You would have to learn how to sell yourself. You're gonna learn how to get clients. At this stage, you may need to get a job, like a contract, or like a full-time, or like a part-time job. Like you would need experience. You would need work experience, right? So get as much work experience as you can. Even if it involves working for free for a couple of clients, you definitely should do that, right? You definitely should get that experience, because you're still in your early stage, so you still have that energy, right? So when you get to the middle of the journey, I won't even call it the middle of the journey though, but the next stage is, where you may be making some money, right? You may be seeing some clients, but you are beginning to feel a loss of momentum, right? You're beginning to feel a loss of passion for your work. You're beginning to feel you're beginning to question the things you're doing, and if these are what you actually want to be doing, right? And this is one of the most crucial stages of the journey, right? Because usually we reach this stage because we are doing a lot of things. So in the beginning, we start off doing like every single thing. So we start to experience burnouts, right? Because we're doing everything, and not everything is working as we kind of expect it to work. Herein lies the issue, right? So this slowly burns into our energy and our passion, right? Slowly. It happens slowly, guys. And you would eventually reach the point where you decide to take a break off whatever creative project you were doing, right? And this is the next stage. This is where you go into like a cocoonish stage of reflection, where you begin to examine every single thing you have been doing, and you are trying to understand, you're trying to make meaning out of it. You're trying to understand why you were burnt out. You try to understand why everything seems hard. You're trying to understand why things are not moving the way you expect them to move. And to me, this is like kind of the stage that I'm just coming out of. And I think it's probably one of the most transformational like stages, right? And I think one of the lessons you have to learn in this stage is, there are a lot of lessons, guys, but I'm just going to share the lessons I've personally learned. And maybe if you have learned some other lessons in this stage, you can also share it in the comments below. So the lessons I've learned is, one, you have to really, 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 really double down on a specific skill or a niche or a what Naval calls what does it call it? High value skill. I've forgotten the exact word, but you need to focus on a specific skill. You need to focus on a specific niche. So you need to really reflect and figure out what the market has told you is valuable, right? So what have clients paid you for? What have clients complimented you for? What work has felt the easiest for you in the past, right? You would have to think through that. So yeah, you would have to think through that and basically pick a niche, right? This is probably going to be the hardest thing for you to do, especially if you're like a disciplinary creative, like you're a musician who loves to code, who's also like a belly dancer and like an artist. It doesn't fucking matter, guys. It doesn't fucking, like, you can have your passions, right? The fact you pick a niche isn't for it, the fact you pick a niche doesn't mean you can't do anything else again. You're picking the niche strictly for professional reasons. You're trying to grow a career right now, and you have to pick a niche. So what you do and for what industry, right? So I'm just going to share a little bit about my journey. So I dropped out of school to build a company, a design agency, right? So I had to learn everything from graphic design, photography, video editing. I was doing branding projects, website projects, app design projects, photography projects, videography. Like, I was doing any kind of project I could get my hands on, guys. I was doing all kinds of things, guys. I learned how to code. Built like 2 side projects. I got a lot of experience, like as like a UX designer as well. Working with teams as a UX designer. So I did all of these things, guys, and it was a lot. So after I experienced my journey and I went into my reflection, I decided to focus on one thing, and that one thing was being a product manager, right? And for those of you who don't know what a product manager is, it's basically someone who helps define, develop, and ship products, right? So the person works with product teams to basically define the products that the team would be building, right? So that's basically the niche I have picked, and which brings us to the next stage, which is like, to me, feels like a rebirth. So it feels like a new beginning, but you have a lot of experience. So you're a little bit more confident. No, not actually. You're a lot more confident. Not a little bit. You're a lot more confident, right? Because you kind of know the breadth of your abilities, because you have explored it. So picking the niche was actually one of the most transformational things that's happened to me. And I think I'm probably on the course to make more money this year than I've made in the past 5 years I have been on this journey. And I'm going to share that as well with you guys on YouTube. So I picked a niche last year and I was able to land a remote job this year, which I'm currently working on. And I've had like multiple other offers, guys. But I'm still trying to balance out a lot of things. I'm still trying to get used to the new life, the new energy that I'm currently in. So the new beginnings, like it feels like new beginnings, right? You may feel confident, but you still have this kind of, beginners like anxiety, that makes any sense. It will make sense if you're at this stage though. But I think that would quickly move away, right? And I'm trying to push myself more, right? I think after the beginner anxiety is like over, there's a window of opportunity you have to really like like pop off, right? And I think that will be the next stage. I think the next stage will be the pop off stage, right? And I hope to share that journey with you guys. And obviously, as I go through more stages, I would share. But these are just the ones I've experienced so far. So let me know if you relate to this in the comments. And yeah, hope you like this video. Like I said, my channel would basically be about helping creative people find flow on their journey. Not just to financial independence, but to happiness as a whole. Because I think creative people, we don't really care about money. We realize it's a tool that we could use, but it's really not that much of a big deal to us, right? So hope you liked this video though, and yeah, talk to you later. Bye. Peace.